Hello everyone, welcome back to Recursive Gaming and another video for Marvel Future Revolution. We are back. I took a long break right after I played some Magic, and somebody commented on one of my videos and said, hey, come back to the game, Scarlet Witch is out, so I'm here to try it out, and I am really enjoying myself. They have made some fantastic changes to the game. We're going to talk about all of that, but first, everyone's favorite thing. I'm going to be using all of the free stuff that they gave me in this event for coming back to the game. Check this out, guys. I have 6,700 crystals. When I left the last time I played as Magic, I didn't have any crystals, didn't have any draws for costumes or cards or anything. So all of these crystals and draws you're about to see are stuff that I got from coming back to the game and playing in the events that are going on with Scarlet Witch. So this is incredible. I've got 22 costume draws, 10 card draws, 7 companion draws, and 15 dimension box draws. Plus, I'm going to be spending some of this crystal to get even more draws. So this is going to be exciting. We're going to be doing that first thing, and then I'll jump into my review of the improvements to Marvel Future Revolution, how it's more free-to-play friendly, I had a great time coming back to the game and playing Scarlet Witch, and I'll be talking about Scarlet Witch and reviewing what I think is her best costume sets, her best skills to use, specialization tree, and just from doing a lot of playtesting while leveling up and using all the different skills and evaluating her specialization tree and everything else, just talking about what I think you as a new player or as a player playing Scarlet Witch, some of the best choices that you could be making to be most effective, doing the most damage, and so on. So let's go ahead and get the video started. All right, everyone, thank you for being here watching this video. I'm very excited to be doing this today. I'm going to go ahead and spin these crystals first. Let's talk about what I think is the best value for your crystals currently. Okay, so first, I think you should go to the event tab under bundle, and buy the Region Costume Selection Relay Bundle, the first 4 parts. All right, so they're going to give you a regional selection box for part A, B, C, and D for a total of 10,000 crystals. Don't get this last one because you're not guaranteed to get things that you want or even like or can even use. You're spending an extra 1,400 crystals, right? Because it costs 3,600 crystals to do 20 costume draws. So you're spending an extra 1,400 crystals to get something that may not even be useful because it's random, right? And then also you have a chance of getting just a draw ticket instead of a special costume or even a region costume. So totally random. And 1,400 extra crystals is not worth the randomness. You're going to get stuff that looks pretty, but you may not even be able to use in your account. So just spend 10,000 crystals, get the region costume selection boxes, and you're guaranteed to get a region costume of your choice for any hero. So that is tremendous value. This is costing 1,800 for 10 costume draws, right? So you're spending an extra 700 crystals for a guaranteed regional set of your choice. It's incredible value. So spend your first 10,000 crystals on the event region costume selection relay bundle 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's my top recommended choice for your crystals. But I'm not going to be doing that because I already have a full regional costume set for Scarlet Witch, and I'll show you how I got that in just a second. But I'm going to be spending my crystals today on these. All right, so if I had 8,000, I'd be buying both of these, which is what I recommend you do if you're not going to be buying the event regional costume selection box relay bundle. If you have 8,000 crystals to spend, come in here and get the monthly squad bundles for the monthly costume draw bundle discount for the costumes and the cards. Those I think are tremendous value. So we're going to talk about that. And remember, it costs 3,600 to do 20 costume draws. So you're spending an extra 400 crystals and you're getting another 20 draws. Now, I'm not sure if these are selected or if they're random, but even if they're random, you have a chance of getting more costume draws and more card draws, which is much more worth it than another bundle that I can show you here. Let's see, which one is it? This one. All right, so 3,600 again to get 20 draws, right, of costume and card draws. So right away, by buying this, you're saving 100 crystals, 1. And 2, you're getting 10 free companion summon tickets and 10 free dimension box tickets, right? It costs 500 less crystals than the other bundle I'm going to be purchasing. And you get 10 free companion summon tickets and 10 free dimension box tickets. However, I think the extra 500 crystals is worth it for the chance of getting up to 20 extra costume and card draw tickets, because the value of those is much higher than companion and dimension box tickets. Not just because it costs less to do these gacha summons, but also because they're not as valuable. Costume and card draw tickets are going to increase your power level of your account and your character much more than companions and dimension boxes. So for that reason, I don't suggest that. I suggest going for these instead, because these can translate into card and costume draws. So I'm going to go ahead and be purchasing this today. Nice. And then once I have another 1,300 to equal 4,000, I will come back and purchase this. All right, so those are your best value, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's go back to... Oh, sorry, I got to go and collect these. And then let's see what we get for these draw ticket supply boxes. All right, here we go. Okay, I got 3 costume draws and 7 card draws. That's 10 draws, guys. That's 1,800 crystals worth right there. In addition to 10 dimension boxes and 5 companion. That is really good. That's not perfect, but I'll take it. I got 15 of these and roughly 10 of these. But still, getting 10 is equal to 1,800 crystals, so that's fantastic. I got lucky there, I think. I got lucky there. Let's go ahead and do these draws first thing before we talk about anything else, because I know that's everyone's favorite part. And if you're only here for the draws, then go ahead and leave the video if you don't want to watch another. I'm sure there's 1,000, YouTube videos you could watch analyzing Scarlet Witch and how to play her and how to build her. So if you're not here for that and you just want to watch the draws, go ahead and we're going to get that out of the way. All right, we're going to start with everyone's favorite. We're going to do the costume draws. So we have to do these because these require crystals. And we can only use our cards for these. So we're going to do this. Here we go. Let's see if we get lucky. Sorry about that. A bit of a lag sometimes. I'm playing this on a computer. Recording it on computer using BlueStacks. Not hopeful on this one. I did not see Groot, so I don't think I'm going to get anything very good here. I think I got pretty low results. Yeah, I got nothing. All right, here we go. I think you need to see Groot in order to get a regional. And you need to see some other things as well in order to see a 5-star. Yep, still... Nope, no eye scan. So if he does the eye scan, I think you get a 5-star or above. And if you see Groot, that means a regional. At least that's the way it was when I played the game last. So I think I got nothing again. Man, these rates are terrible. I got a 4-star. Regardless, all of these costumes are going to improve the power of my character a lot, because I'll be able to boost my regional costume set I've already got by quite a bit by combining all of these costumes. So the power of my character is... Ooh, Groot! I didn't see an eye scan, but I do see Groot. That's good. I might just get a regional here. Ooh, what if I get a special? Come on, what did I get? What did I get? Nope. It's just a 5-star and, woo, 3 4-stars. So, I mean, getting stuff like this, I'm not bummed. I've already got a regional costume set, guys. Any regional costume set stuff I get in these pools may not even help me. This is going to help me tremendously. I would love to see as many 4-star and 5-stars as I can, just because I want to combine them and get my chosen regional costume set that I've already got up as high as possible. I'd love to 6-star the whole thing, and my power level would climb hundreds of thousands. It would just be incredible. So, yeah, I'm actually happy with that. I do not need more regional costume sets. I mean, you do if you're trying to enhance beyond 6-star, I think. Oh, there's Groot again. What did I get? Wow, this is looking pretty strong. Okay. And I got another 5-star. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy. That's got tremendous value. Okay, so we are out of those. I think all we have is singles. Let's go ahead and do these singles and get them out of the way. And I'll be skipping the animation for the singles because otherwise we'll be here all day. That's nothing. Okay. And nothing. Come on, give me some 4-star and 5 stars. I just want resources to boost my costume set I've already got. That's all I want. No, nothing, man. Okay, so that was a lot of costume draws. A lot of costume draws, and I have very little to show for it. If you're looking to go to costume draws to get regional sets, good luck, guys. The chances of actually pulling that off and getting a full set is very low. If you're free to play, it's just not going to happen. All right, so here we go. I can do cards here for a new Omega Card Festival. Let's look at the chances, right? So if you have choices of where to use your cards here, then I think you should look at the chances. Draw chance increased. Here. No, that's not what I wanted. Can't look at the draw chance. Where? Here we go. Chance. Okay. So items with increased chance, sure. I mean, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for here a 5-star five-star card, 2.5% to get a 5-star card. Maybe. Let's look at these. 2.5. So it's the same chance. Same chance to get a 5-star card. The only difference is what cards you're more likely to get if you get a special card. Sure, I'll go for the special cards. I've looked at these already. I happen to know that supervillain damage is an excellent stat. Be happy to have that. And if you get just a 2 set of these 2 special cards, then you get max damage rate, which is really good for Scarlet Witch. We'll talk about that when we look at her specialization tree and why it's so good. Critical damage. Yeah, so I would love to get both of these special cards. That would be amazing. I'm going to be pulling on the new Omega Card Festival. Here we go. I've only got 17 draws. I'm not expecting a special card. But I have been surprised before. I think I need to see the shield to see anything good. Nope. Nope. I think that means nothing. I think I didn't get anything good. Yeah. I mean, I got a 5-star, but no special card. Yeah, it's good material for enhancement, but it's not what I was hoping for, of course. Alright, so I cannot pull singles with my cards on this. I have to come down here to pull singles. That's fine. Let's go ahead and do it. Again, we'll be skipping the animations for the single pulls, otherwise we'll be here all day. At least I got a 5-star card, right? 5-star cards are going to go a long ways towards helping me improve my cards. I've still got, I think, 2 or 3 5-star cards, and I need to make them 6-star. Ooh, what's this? Oh, nothing good. I mean, it's attack, but it's not my chosen set. So this is actually really good if you're Spider-Man. If you want to improve your dodge rate, then this is a really good set to build as Spider-Man. So that's really good if you're him. But I probably won't be building that card. Let's skip. And nothing. And I think we got a couple more. Ooh, another silver. And what's this one? Total damage and HP percent. Not really going to be building this. In order to get attack percent, you need to use the full 6 set. And if I remember right, some of the cards for the 6 set don't have good main stats. So not what I'm looking for there. Plus, I've already got a full 4 set, plus a random card from the Dark Zone. It's one of the better cards in the entire game, so not looking to start a whole new card set. All right, here we go for companion draws. And I can do Wong. I can do not that. And I can do this. Let's go for Wong. I do need to summon Wong. I have not been able to complete the event yet and get all of his pieces to summon him. So I would not mind pulling him at all. Let's go ahead and go for this. And I don't know what the animations are for this. I have not really done companion draws that much. When I played as Magic, they didn't give you nearly as much free stuff. I have a lot more free draws now coming back to the game than I did before when I played Magic. So between when they released Magic and they released Scarlet Witch, they have improved the game a lot when it comes to giving you free stuff. So really happy about that. People coming to Marvel Future Revolution are now going to be having an easier time. And I did get Wong. Yes! Awesome. That is incredible. And I got another rare companion over here. That is really good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Super happy about that. Okay. And now I have some singles to do, and I have to do them down here. So we'll go and do that, and we'll skip the animation. That was awesome. I am happy with getting a Wong. Ooh, nice. I got a copy, so I can increase his star level. We'll do another single pull. See if we get lucky. Again, I did! Man, this guy really likes me. He wants to be on my team. Okay. Happy about that. Free stats, yes please. Lots of dimension boxes, but we don't care about the animations for these, so we will be skipping every single time. And that's why nobody cares about dimension box tickets. Right there. I mean, potential is really good. I'll definitely take that potential. 100%. I'd love to get nothing but potential in these dimension box pulls. But, ooh, oh wow. Okay. This is okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. These, however, are hard to come by. So yeah, definitely happy with that. That's awesome. No potential though. Okay, so we're gonna do can't do single pulls, I guess. Can I? Yes, I can if I come here. Okay. Let's see if I get more potential. Okay. Oh. That's okay. It's going to go to my mailbox, I think. Ooh, actually, I'll take that. Happy about that. Okay, yes! More potential. Yes, please. And almost done. Okay. Cores, don't care. Alright, that's all the draws, guys. We got those out of the way. So now if you don't want to watch my breakdown of Scarlet Witch and some of the changes that they added to the game, go ahead and move on now. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and talk about that now. No, I don't want to buy any of these things. No, no, no thank you. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and empty out our storage just a little bit because it's full. Don't care about any of these. I think I should probably... I don't have the gold right now to do all those combines, so I'm going to store them. Oh, wait, hold on. Don't have enough. You know what? Well, at least I've got a little bit of space left, so it's not blinking red at me. Okay, so here's all our costumes that we got and the 2 5-stars that we got. So, well on the way to making a 6-star costume. Alright, so let's talk about where I got my regional costume set for Scarlet Witch already without doing any pulls or anything. I'll go ahead and get those free rewards. So if you come here to operations and you start doing battle challenges, I think they added these to the game, right? And I don't think you get these for every character. That would be kind of ridiculous if you got first clear rewards on every character, because these first clear rewards are amazing. I think that they added these to the game, and so yeah, because I don't remember getting these on any other character. So anyways, you get 4-star region costume parts selection boxes. You get A, B, C, and D, which allows you to pick a regional costume of your choice for the hero that you open these up on. Okay, so if you are, I believe that's the way this works. I believe these can transfer before you open them. They can transfer. So if you are playing on Captain America and you don't want to open these on Captain America, you don't have to. You can put them in your squad storage and then open them when you play a different character that you like more. Okay, so don't feel like you have to, use these on the character that you use to beat this with, right? So if you want to choose your regional selection costume for a different character, I think you can do that. All right, but I went ahead and did them for Scarlet Witch because I enjoyed playing as Scarlet Witch much more than I did playing Iron Man and Magic and every other player or every other character that I've played in Marvel Future Revolution. I enjoyed Scarlet Witch quite a bit. I like her animations, I like her style, I like her costumes. She's just a fantastic character. And coming back to the game, I was excited to play a character and be excited about the game again. So I went ahead and used them for her. Also because I wanted to test, right? And I wanted to give you guys a really good video and a really good breakdown. So that's where I got my regional costume set. So let's talk about regional costumes for Scarlet Witch and why I chose the one that I did. I chose Xanderth. Okay, so here is the costume set that it gave me when I opened those regional selection boxes for Xanderth. They do, in fact, give you all of the same color. I was really worried they wouldn't, and I would be a mismatched, and I wouldn't even be able to use the costume set in appearance, but luckily they do give you all of the same color, so that's really nice. So this is the costume set that I chose. All right, really nice. I like it. Partly I chose it for looks, and also partly for stats. So let's talk about the stats. Xanderth gives you critical damage and Hex Energy class skill upgrades, right? New Stark City only gives you ultimate skill level. You don't want New Stark City. Do not get New Stark City. Midgardia gives you witchcraft skills. You do not want witchcraft skills. They are some of her weakest skills, guys, as far as skill level upgrades. So when you're choosing your costume set, it's all about being efficient with your choice, right? You get more out of the skill level upgrades from certain class of skills than you do others, all right? I talked about this in some of my Iron Man videos for his costume sets. So the critical damage is good, but the witchcraft skill level is not. So as much as I liked the Midgardia appearance, and I wished I could have chosen Midgardia, this was my favorite costume appearance, not possible because the witchcraft skills are her weakest skills. They have some use in PvP, but even then, you're not really getting that much for the upgraded skill levels, and I'll go into depth on that in a minute. Okay, so Sakaar gives you Chaos class skills and critical damage. Chaos class skills are arguably the second best choice. Hex Energy class skills are the best for Scarlet Witch to increase, with Chaos being second best and Witchcraft being the worst. So if you want Sakaar and you really want to boost her Chaos skills, she only has 2 Chaos skills. She has 3 Hex, 3 Witchcraft, and only 2 Chaos. So you're only boosting the skill level of 2 skills when you get this costume set. Keep that in mind. And only one of them has a decent damage modifier, okay? So you're really only boosting the damage of 1 skill. That's it, guys. Okay? So not a whole lot of benefit from the skill level upgrades when you get this costume set. That being said, Sakaar is a decent looking set. It does have some appeal for some people, I think. The tattoos are nice. I like that touch. Okay, so let's go down here to Hydra. Hydra is another option that I considered because it gives you Hex Energy class skills. All right, it has defense pierce instead of critical damage. So I do believe that's subpar for Scarlet Witch, but if you're looking for a more consistent damage boost than critical damage, defense pierce is a good choice. So if you like the Hydra Empire set, I recommend the Hydra Empire set. I think it's actually better looking than the Xanderth set, with one exception. Okay, well, 2 exceptions actually, 2 exceptions. So I love the appearance of this set. I wanted to get this set. And I almost chose it over Xanderth just because the cape looks so cool with that, imagery, I guess, or embroidery on the inside of the cape, right? So I liked that. I liked the boots. I liked the half cape instead of the full cape. Just the whole thing is great with the little, I don't know what you call that, coat, right? It's not really a coat. Jacket? Yeah, it's a jacket, right? So the jacket, the pants, the boots, everything, the gloves, it looks great, right? The embroidery on everything, it's a great looking set. However, I did not like the bow. I hated the bow, and I did not like the hair. I think the Xanderth set has better hair, and I also think it has a better neckline. The bow is just dumb. Without the bow and with different hair, I think I would have chosen the Hydra Empire set instead. So, just to compare one more time to the Xanderth set. Right, here's the neckline, no stupid bow. I hate the collar. The collar is unnecessary and kind of dumb. It also doesn't match the rest of the suit. The rest of the suit is kind of like Iron Man-ish, right? With the glowing stuff, you got going on in the metal. So the collar's just dumb. It's restricting her movement. It doesn't make much sense. It's for appearance, and I don't like it. What is this supposed to be? Some sort of, I don't know, dress shirt that she's wearing on an Iron Man suit? Yeah, that makes no sense. So the collar's dumb, but the hair is much better. So the hair is much better, right? This thing right here that she's doing is much better. So the Xanderth set won out for me when it came to appearance, just because of the stupid bow and the hair for Hydra. But Hydra's stats are just as good with Defense Pierce and Hex Energy class skills. Okay, so Dark Domain. Dark Domain is actually my favorite set. if I could have chosen the set purely for the looks, I would have gone with Dark Domain. All right, let's find one that's of a color scheme that I like. Here we go. Yeah, I don't like this color scheme. Let's find something better. Dark red, black, maybe? Yeah, it's all right. This is cool. Yeah, never mind. I like this. This is awesome. With the glowing green bits on our wings and like, yeah, look at this costume, guys. This costume is amazing. Look at the boots. Guys, this costume is so cool. This complicated thing on her thighs. Oh my gosh. And the plate, it looks kind of metal-ish, right? And you've got the overlapping plates with the different designs. This costume set and the neck is so much better. The neck on this actually kind of makes sense, right? So it looks good. It matches the rest of the costume. And the wings, guys, the wings. And the hair is good. Yeah, so this set wins hands down over every other set, except for maybe the Steampunk and Eyes of Osiris, which are special costumes and very hard to get. But as far as the regional costumes, I think Dark Domain is the best appearance. However, it boosts witchcraft skills, which are some of her weakest skills, guys. When it comes to boosting skill level, they don't gain much from the increased skill level, so it's kind of a waste stat-wise to get this costume set, which is why I did not choose it, even though I loved the appearance. Okay, let's go down here. Savage Shadowland boosts witchcraft skills. Again, not a good choice because of that. Now let's look at her special costumes. Steampunk, Hex energy class skills, and also Hex projection skill increase. Steampunk is an amazing set for Scarlet Witch. Very, very good. Rise of the East is terrible because of witchcraft skills. Don't get Rise of the East. Eyes of Osiris, chaos magic, right? Second best skills to boost for Scarlet Witch. Also, the appearance is amazing. So let's look at the appearance of these. Steampunk looks so cool, guys. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Amazing appearance on the Steampunk. Really good job. Really good job on that. Eyes of Osiris with all the glowing going on from her gloves and all that stuff floating off of her. Just outstanding. Outstanding. It's the only costume set that has that. Yeah, so cool. Big red gem on her back is kind of odd. I mean, sure, it's alright, but anyways, yeah, love the appearance of this with the glowing stuff going on. However, it is second best. It's better to boost Hex energy, but still, Chaos class skills is not bad. Also, Chaos magic skill, level +7. That's important, because you're going to double down on her most important Chaos skill. So let's talk about her skills and why choosing your costume set is so important for the skills you're going to be increasing. Chaos magic. This is the only skill that matters when you're boosting skill levels with costume sets, okay, for Chaos magic. This is her second Chaos skill, and as you can see, the damage modifier is fairly low, even with the rest of them. 250, okay, 312, right, 377. The damage modifier on Language of Demise is very low. So if we do this, we can see it's increasing by, hold on, where is it? 14%. You're only getting 14% more damage modifier for every skill level. Also, these do increase, right? So this is useful. So you're not going to see a whole lot of increase. It's going to be, I guess, noticeable, right? But if you get Eyes of Osiris, the special costume, then this is going to be boosted through the roof. You're going to be getting +6 or +7 times 2, +14. This skill is going to hit harder than possibly any other skill in the entire game for any character. This skill is going to absolutely wreck, okay? It's at 995% without the +5 from a costume. It's insane. The damage modifier from Chaos Magic, Chaos Sphere, is incredibly high. So that's really good damage modifier. And the animation is instant, guys. The animation is so fast. So it's really a really fantastic skill. It's honestly one of her best skills. Then you come here, Hex Projection. This is a little bit higher, but keep in mind that it's being boosted by my current costume set. So it would actually be lower than Chaos Sphere without the costume set. So Eyes of Osiris, arguably one of the best. So which was the one? Hex Projection, I believe. So the Steampunk boosts this skill, which is good because it gives you more of an HP shield. Every time you level it up, you get a higher HP shield and a higher damage modifier. So it's already got a high damage modifier here on Hex Wave. If we change it to this, which is her AoE version, right, where she does a burst around herself, then it does half as much damage, but on a 9-second faster cooldown. and lower stamina cost. So if you're building an AoE build where you're doing damage around yourself and trying to kill low level mobs as fast as possible, then go for the Hex Force Field instead of the Hex Wave. The damage is not as significant as it appears here because this is on a lower cooldown with lower stamina cost. So it kind of evens out a little bit. You can actually, if you're doing a pure numbers comparison, this is probably closer to 700 or 750%, right? If you do the math for the time involved. So DPS wise, this is actually not super inferior to this one. That being said, if you're looking for a big hard hit, then Hex Wave is your go-to skill choice here. So if you get the Steampunk special set, then you're boosting Hex Projection in these choices. So you get a lot more HP shield as well as damage modifier. So Steampunk, great, right? Eyes of Osiris, great. So let's talk about the regional sets, right? We had Hydra, which boosted Hex, and then we had Xanderth, which is what I chose, which also boosts Hex. All right, so the Hex skills are this one, Hex Projection, Psychokinesis, which are her two hardest hitting skills aside from Chaos Magic. All right, so you're boosting two hard hitting skills when you get a Hex Projection, or sorry, when you get a Hex class skill upgrade costume set. We're boosting two hard hitting skills as opposed to just one. Then if you come down here is her third Hex skill. The damage modifier on this seems very low, but let's do the math, guys. It's on a cooldown of 9 seconds with only a 16 required stamina. The DPS for this skill is actually very high, extremely high. You could look at this one, which has more damage, but while it looks good and it sounds good because it knocks down and it also drags when the skill lands, it doesn't follow the enemy. It basically gets put on one place on the map, and if the enemies move around, it misses. All right, and it ends up missing quite a bit. So I recommend, because this is also on a higher cooldown, I recommend going with Hex Break. Yeah, definitely go with Hex Break. It's going to be much higher DPS. Also, the animation is fast, so it lands much more often against your targets. So I think Hex Break is the better choice here. So anyways, let's do the math. 9 seconds. If we look to compare, this is 18 seconds. This has literally double the cooldown. So DPS wise, you fire this one twice in the same amount of time you fired this one once. So if this has a damage modifier of 983, this one has a damage modifier of 47 times 2, which is 974, I believe. So 974 is only 9% less. So DPS wise, this has just as much damage as this. So arguably, when you increase your Hex class skills, you're increasing 3 high damage abilities, high DPS abilities for Scarlet Witch. Tremendous return, tremendous value on increasing those skill levels with those costume sets, guys. So in my opinion, go for Steampunk for Hex class skills, go for Hydra for Hex class skills, and go for Xanderth for Hex class skills with your costume sets. That's my top recommended choice of costume sets for Scarlet Witch. Second best choices, in my opinion, are any of the sets that boost chaos damage, because this is actually her hardest hitting skill. And this one is also good, and as you increase it, it also improves the effectiveness of the curse, okay, which is great for PvP. It's less useful in PvE, but it is useful in PvP for sure. And then it also lands a silence for 2 seconds. That is not increased on skill level, so that stays arguably just as effective without a costume set to boost it. Okay, so that's another reason why I'd rather have Hex boosting, because when you get skill levels, you're generally only boosting the damage modifier. It's rare to boost anything more than that. So you could say, when I get hold on, this does not increase, I don't think. Right? You'd see a number with an arrow by it typically, but pretty sure these numbers don't increase. This one might, with the 13% of attack per second. That one might increase the dot, right? But the instability, I don't know if these numbers go up when you increase the skill level. I don't think so. So in general, you're improving skill damage, right? When you get a costume set and you boost skill levels, you're not really seeing a boost to much else. So this is going to boost this skill damage as well as a little bit of the dot damage. And here, you're not improving the silence duration, you're improving the curse of constraint a little bit, as well as a little bit of damage here. So for return on investment, I think math-wise, if you do the math, you're going to see a lot more return on investment for Hex class skills for skill levels as opposed to Chaos or Witchcraft. Alright, so if you look at Witchcraft skills, do this research yourself, guys. I'd rather not go through all these skills. This video will take forever. But basically, you will definitely see that I am correct. The Witchcraft skills are not worth to increase the skill level. So let's go ahead and take a look. These don't increase, guys. If I increase the skill level of this, all I get is 10% more skill damage. That's it, just 10%. Okay, per skill level of enhancing the Shape of Terror, Terror Consumption. And then this, the attack boost, does not go up. This does not increase with skill level, so not worth it. Witch Tongue, also very, very small damage modifiers. You increase the amount of ultimate gauge here with Reality Warp, but you do not increase the duration of invincibility. So, you know, not worth it, guys. So her Witchcraft skills are actually very weak, with the exception of Witch's Darkness. Witch's Darkness, Witch's Sphere is a very high damage ability for this character. The cooldown is 12.8 seconds, and I mean, it's going to be different depending on your level of cooldown reduction, right? So you might see a different number, but basically it's a very, very quick cooldown, low-ish stamina cost, and high damage if you do Witch's Sphere. Now you've got other options here, Witch's Force Field, right? But I find this to be less useful. It's basically useless when you're fighting against ranged enemies, and also enemies that you want to kite around. So if you're not a melee range, which you shouldn't be most of the time, because she's not a melee character, guys. She is a ranged character. So yeah, it decreases melee damage received by 15%, which is, it's good, but it's not amazing. So you pretty much want to go with Witch's Sphere, right? You could also go with this one, which is a defense reduction, but 25% is negligible, and it's only for 4.5 seconds. You're not going to improve the damage of your next skill or two that you shoot or fire if you're ignoring 25% defense. It's not really going to make that big of a difference, guys. Slightly higher numbers, and it's only for 4.5 seconds. It's on a decently long cooldown. It does say that it deals more damage and max double guard damage if energy hits the same target. However, double guard damage on guard break low makes it a medium. So you're doing medium guard break. Okay, that's good, but it's not amazing. And deals more damage, sure. You'll deal more damage, but again, it's not amazing. So I think you should go for Witch's Sphere for purely DPS reasons, all right? You could try to min-max it and get your skill rotation down and get max benefit from this by hitting this right before you do your highest damaging ability. But if you're boosting your your Witchcraft skills through a costume set, the only other skills you're boosting on the skill levels are these two skills, guys. And the damage from these two skills is terrible. So if you go for defense reduction on this skill, you're not really going to be benefiting it from that much if you're using a Witchcraft skill upgrade costume. Alright? So go for Witchcraft, Witch's Darkness, Witch's Sphere. Go for this one for high DPS. This skill will benefit and will be a high DPS skill for you if you're boosting Witchcraft skills with one of those costume sets. However, again, for return on investment, for max numbers, we're just talking about numbers and DPS, guys, which is very important in this game. This game really only comes down to, unless you're in PvP, DPS. Alright, so Hex class skills, I think, are the best class of skill for her to upgrade to a costume. Alright, so that's that fully explained. If you guys were unsure why I chose the costumes and just needed a full explanation, I know I probably went more in depth than I needed to, but I really like to iron it all out and show you guys all the details. I've received comments on some of my other videos for Iron Man that really enjoyed that and liked having all the proof laid out and the math explained so you could make the best choice and feel confident that you were making the best choice with the costume set that you chose. So I decided to do that again here for Scarlet Witch, so you can all benefit from that. Alright, so let's go down to Specialization. Enhanced Potential, right? So you guys, you know you're going to be trying to unlock all this. If you're looking to be as efficient as possible with these, I recommend going for Flat Attack, alright? So go for Flat Attack here, Flat Attack here, Flat Attack here, Flat Attack here, and finally Attack Percentage here. Just go left all the way down. Get all those first, and then get stamina recovery and cooldown decrease and critical damage and defense pierce. And those will be your most important ones after you finish the attack stat. Okay? Defense pierce, critical damage, cooldown decrease, and then stamina recovery and cooldown decrease, and then finish everything else. But it takes a long time to get all that potential, guys. It takes a very long time, as well as a lot of gold. So you're going to be where I'm at right now pretty quick. You're going to be stuck. And if you do it the way I did, then you will be able to get all of the attack stat as well as this. So the reason you want to go for flat attack is because it is the single most important stat for your hero when it comes to power level. All right, so your power level is right here. The flat attack is very important because it boosts your attack twice. It boosts your flat attack, and then it gets further boosted by your gear. So if you have attack percentage on your gear, 15.4%, 7.6%, right? If you have attack percentage anywhere on your gear, it boosts your flat attack. So your flat attack comes in, and it gets further boosted by your gear, which makes it doubly useful. And honestly, the way this is calculated, your power increases as your attack goes up more than any other stat. Literally, more than any other stat in the game. So get her attack percentages up and get her flat attack up any way you can, and you'll benefit from that tremendously. Okay, so you can come in here, and so let's go up to level. We click on that little level thing right here with the little arrow, and you can see some breakdowns of details and stats. Here is her attack stat. Let's look at what I'm getting from my costume. From my costume stats, I am getting 491. I don't know what this plus is for, but I'm getting 5,782 attack from her costume. All right, and down here I'm getting, hold on, I'm looking for attack percentage, but I don't see it. It must not show the attack percentage. So this must be after that calculation is complete. 5,700 attack from her costume set. All right, if you come down here to battle badges, I am getting 2,200 attack, and I'm not seeing attack percentage down here either. So again, I think that calculation is done within this stat. Okay, come down here to title, come to potential, blah, blah, blah. Here's Omega cards, attack. I'm using the same Omega cards I've been using since my early videos. I'll go ahead and show you guys those. I do like my Omega cards. I think they are some of the better Omega cards in the game up until recently. Scarlet Witch's 2 special cards are amazing because one of them is critical damage, one has supervillain damage, so that's really good. I have 18% max damage rate just from Omega cards, as well as critical rate and critical damage, and supervillain damage at 37%, guys. So that's really, really good stats for Omega cards. Could be better, right? But I think I have min-maxed fairly well. All right. All of that being said, I need to take a look at her specialization. All right. So this is the final piece of the puzzle for the Scarlet Witch review. When you are using Chaos skills, every 7 seconds, you increase max damage rate. When this is at level 10, these numbers will be much higher. So basically, you want to be using both of her Chaos class skills. She only has 2 Chaos skills, guys, right? And neither one of them has a cooldown of 7 seconds. So in order to benefit from this as much as possible, you want to be using both of her Chaos class skills if you're going to be trying to use this in her specialization trait. Okay, so this boosts her max damage rate, which is very important for Scarlet Witch because you come down here and it enables this. So I think this cooldown goes down. If this cooldown stays at 21 seconds as you increase the skill level, I think this is actually not very good. All right, 2.5 seconds is not very long. In a fight, you'll get maybe 1.5 skills off in that time because the animation has to come into effect, guys. You have to consider animation speed. For Iron Man, who had like a 3-second channeled ability for one of his hard-hitting skills, this would only apply to 1 skill. So again, you're not going to be benefiting from this very much if it stays at only 2.5 seconds and if the cooldown stays at 21 seconds. I don't know what this increases to. I should probably have looked that up. But the idea is to improve her max damage rate. And then once you have max damage rate up, using this in her specialization tree, you also get critical hit, which means you don't have to build critical hit as much because this is guaranteed critical hit, guys. Critical hit applied to all skills means 100% chance to critical hit. All right. So if this improves significantly, right, then basically you don't need to build critical hit. You could focus purely on max damage rate, defense pierce, and critical damage without having to build critical hit, and your damage will be massive. So if this works the way I think it does, then you could achieve truly staggering numbers of damage with Scarlet Witch by using Chaos Control, Critical Chaos, right, and having max damage rate. Now, if you have enough max damage rate built into your character, You don't need to use this. So you don't need to rely on Chaos class skills to proc this every 7 seconds and increase your max damage rate. So basically this is if you don't have enough max damage rate in your gear, right? On your Omega cards and everywhere else. If you don't have max damage rate, then you need this, and you need to use Chaos class skills if you're trying to proc this. So that is her Chaos skills synergy, right? And max damage rate. Not needing to build critical rate, so she can then focus more on critical damage and defense pierce and do massive damage. That is the synergy with those two skills. However, I am not going to be relying on that. I don't plan on building max damage rate. I also don't plan on using Chaos skills as much. My focus is instead going to be on skills that are effective all the time. I don't need to proc them. I don't need to be a whale and fully max all these, because another word of caution is you're not going to see the full benefit of these until they're fully maxed, but it takes a long time. It takes a very long time to get all of this stuff, guys, right? And then the enhanced success rate goes way, way down. So you could spend a week farming resources, come in here, try to improve the level of one of your active traits, and fail again and again and again. And this happened to me so many times on my Iron Man, it is very depressing. So if you're looking for max synergy from these two traits, consider that it's going to take you a long time to get there, and you're going to have to build your character very well, paying really close attention to your critical hit, your max damage rate, your defense pierce. You're going to have to balance your character with your stats perfectly to take full benefit from the synergy I'm talking about here. That being said, the whales in the game who can do that are going to be doing this strat, and they are going to be using the synergy between these two skills, and they are going to be doing massive damage. So if you're an average player like me who is not a whale and cannot maximize the stats on their gear and all that stuff, then these are the skills, the active traits that I recommend in Scarlet Witch's specialization tree. Okay, so this, very important. If you get this and you max it as much as possible, then you're going to have fewer stamina problems, right? And you're going to be doing higher DPS because you're not waiting for your skills on cooldown because you don't have enough stamina. So get this, highly prioritize this, get this first above everything else. Okay, so get Mystic Witchcraft, Mystic Stamina. Get that as high as you can. That's your most important specialization. Even arguably, if you're a whale and doing the synergy over here, this skill is arguably more important. It's arguably one of the best skills in her specialization tree. So get this for sure. If you get that, it makes it more possible to benefit from this. However, I do caution you from doing this. Increasing the stamina usage of your skills by 30% just to get a 30% damage increase is a huge gamble. All right, so you have to pay close attention to your stamina usage. If you have stamina recovery on your boots, for instance, if you've been lucky and you rolled stamina recovery a lot on your boots, then you might have enough stamina recovery to where you don't worry about the stamina costs, because stamina recovery on your boots plus stamina recovery here, you should be able to do this and get away with it. However, don't use this if you do not have enough stamina recovery and you don't have this leveled up high enough, because you will have lots of time where you are now waiting for your skills because you don't have enough stamina, and then your DPS actually drops. Okay, so you want to be using your skills as soon as they come off cooldown. You don't want to have to wait for stamina. That's a major loss in DPS if you have to, so don't get this unless you have the stamina to back it up. All right, that being said, if you get this and you have stamina recovery, I recommend this skill next. 30% damage increase is very nice. All right, don't get this. This is Witchcraft skills, movement speeds for PvP. Don't worry about it. This is very good. As Scarlet Witch, you are going to be landing status effects on your enemies fairly often. Also in group PvE content where you're fighting bosses and whatnot, which is a large portion of this game, then you are also going to be having status effects on the enemy from your companions, from your court members, or whatever you call it. Basically, people you play with are also going to be putting status effects on the enemy, so this is always going to be in effect. So in group content, this is excellent. Basically 30% extra damage for free, no downside. So even solo, Scarlet Witch has a lot of status effects in her kit, so yeah, this is going to be an excellent choice. Okay, now if you did what I told you to, or if you did what I recommended basically, and got the Hex Energy skill boost costume set of either Hydra Empire or Xanderth, then you definitely want Hex Magic Essence Aptitude as your active trait. This increases all supervillain damage, which is PvE damage, right? All PvE damage for 8 seconds by a large amount, 30% at max, every time you use a Hex Energy class skill on a cooldown of 15 seconds. All right, so 8 seconds on a cooldown of 15 seconds. The way this typically works is the cooldown immediately starts refreshing while this is still in effect. I don't think it waits for it to be over, right? So you're only going to have a downtime of about 7 seconds, which is not that bad. So basically, 8 seconds of 30% extra supervillain damage in PvE, and only a cooldown of about 7 seconds, because that's the amount of time between when it ends and you get to use it again. Okay, so if you're using Hex class energy skills a lot, then I fully recommend this active trait. Last is this right here. Status effect accuracy rate increased by 25% at max 10, right? And 25% for accuracy rate when battle lasts for over 6 seconds. All right, so most battles are going to last for over 6 seconds. The only thing that doesn't last for over 6 seconds is when you're fighting, low-level mobs, right? But for most of the in-game content, this is going to be very, very helpful. So this will always be useful. Again, Scarlet Witch has plenty of status effects in her kit, right? So if you are relying on this, then you pretty much need this to make sure those status effects land, all right? Also, the accuracy rate does help you in PvE because bosses also have dodge rate. So you need accuracy rate to counter bosses in PvE as well as Spider-Man in PvP. So it helps in both. So this is also useful all the time, right? No synergy, no procs, nothing else required. It's just always going to be useful. So top 5 recommended ones are, number 1 is that one, okay? Number 2 is this one. Number 3, this one. Number 4, actually, this one. And number 5 is this one. All right, for the other skills, you guys can take a look and see that there's some good skills to choose from. But if we're just talking about numbers and DPS per second, or damage per second DPS, if we're just talking about pure numbers, guys, then follow what I've recommended already. But if you're looking for PvP and if you're looking for some interesting skills that you might want to try out and use, you've got here, if you are using Chaos class skills, okay, this increases the target's skill cooldown when attacking a target within 5 seconds after using a Chaos class skill. So this is really good. Very, very good in PvP. It's actually kind of broken in PvP. So if you're a PvP player and using Chaos class skills, then this is really, really a good active trait for you. Down here, no requirements for a class skill, right? Doesn't matter if you're using Hex class, Chaos class, or Witchcraft class. This is always going to be useful because at 50% HP or lower, creates a magic explosion that deals damage and inflicts confusion on the attacked target for 3 seconds on a cooldown of 12 seconds. So always going to be useful. Can help you get out of trouble, can help save you. Really, really powerful in PvP. So yeah, really, really good. This, I'm not so sure about. Movement speed is okay, but the decreased cooldown of all skills is nice. But again, cooldown of 12 seconds. And it only happens when you're using a dodge skill, right? So, I mean, it's good, but it's not as good as some of these other ones that I've seen. So, I'm actually not super recommending Witchcraft dodge. It is possibly used in some niche builds. It seems interesting, and like it seems it could be powerful with the decreased cooldown of all skills. That could be very nice. But keep in mind, if you're decreasing the cooldown of your skills too much, you're going to run out of stamina, and it won't matter if you decrease the cooldown of your skills if you don't have enough stamina to use them. So there's some downsides to that. It sounds good, but it could be not as effective as you want it to be. Here, this is also interesting. If you're using Witchcraft skills and you're building for PvP, and you're using Dark Domain costume set, right, which boosts your Witchcraft skills, then this is a decent one for you. However, it's on a 12-second cooldown. It fires magic that spreads to 5 enemies and deals damage equal to this percentage of attack and inflicts silence for 2 seconds. All right, so it is interesting. It is good, very useful for PvP. Scarlet Witch is actually very strong in PvP with some of these skills that you have to choose from, and how you can use her Witchcraft skills, which are good for PvP. So she's arguably an extremely strong PvP character. If you build her right and use her witchcraft skills, tactfully, like a tactician, right? Doing everything at the right time and countering the enemy abilities exactly when you need to. You can shut down the enemy pretty effectively with Scarlet Witch if you build her just right. But for the numbers, for the DPS, I showed you the top 4 or 5 recommended active traits, right? And just go ahead and go with those. And I think that's it, guys. I think that's it for my Scarlet Witch review, talking about how to build her and what I've been able to figure out. And I already said that I loved playing as Scarlet Witch. She is an excellent character, really, really good choice, really fun. And I like that she is a ranged character, and she's really good for kiting the enemy around, which makes her much easier to play and make progression with, aside from some of the other characters in the game that are melee and take a lot more damage, right? So as a ranged character, she's easier to play. And just phenomenal, really, really solid character. And I think that does it for this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one.